Hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome back to Paranormal Ripples. I am Ray, and this is the Alternate Reality Archives. This is episode number 17, as you can tell. And tonight's episode is an interesting one. It's about time loops and time glitching around us, and the perception that we could be experiencing deja vu and all that lovely jargon. So hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share with your friends, turn the notification bell on, and let's get into tonight's episode. So basically, temporal glitches and time loops have been things that are sci-fi issues, basically. Like, sci-fi shows like Star Trek, Doctor Who, Battlestar Galactica, Quantum Leap have all kind of talked about in like theory, and basically things have happened over the century that we've probably gone like we should have we already done that, or we've gone to a place that like there's like I'm referring to deja vu. Like we've gone to a place and we've gone, oh, we've been here before, and you don't remember being there, or you had a conversation with someone and you've gone, I know exactly what this person's going to say without actually them saying it, because you've had the memory, and you're like, this is weird. So basically, is it scientific reasoning for it, or is it just one big simulation effect of what we're in? Like, are we in a simulation that we're perceiving it in our brain? No, the information coming in from out of like our realm of existence, and it's getting pumped into us, or is it something scientific which we are experiencing, or anything? Basically, Reddit is a great place if you don't know. If you look at Reddit, everyone, you'll see subreddits and that of people having deja vu moments, time glitches, like time like loops, like so I kind of going there every so often. I'd say like 2 3 days. I'll leave it and then I'll go back and check if anything new's been refreshed and used again. And it is actually incredible the amount of things that people are, kind of come out with, and no, like not come out like in a bad way, but come out with and share. So you might be wondering, what does anything like in the past talk about like time loops or anything? Basically, mythology and religious traditions around the world have basically described time as like cyclical, basically. And Hinduism is a great example of this. They basically speak of this great wheel known as a Kala Chakra, I believe. I've got a picture right here for everyone. Um, Boom. There it is, the Kala Chakra. Um, this is the Hinduism belief, and basically, um, it's a great wheel of time where creation, preservation, and destruction repeat in infinite cycles. So basically, you get like it's like a life you live, like born, like birth, I should say, birth, live the life, death, basically, and it's like an infinite cycle, and that's why it's a wheel, because then it keeps on going round and round, and basically, and also the Greeks, the ancient Greeks, like when we're like this is in the times of Plato and all that, they believed in infinite returns, basically, or eternal return. The idea that history is going to be repeating itself infinitely, no matter what. Like you do, like you build up something, it comes down. You build it up again, comes back down. Um, and these beliefs have offered the notion that time loops, right, rather than flow in a linear way. And in a linear fashion, the time just loops like that. So instead of going straight, like you think of a timeline, and then you'll go like when you're doing timeline work at school, and then you go, oh, I don't know, 960, like something happened in 960. Da, 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 da. Then you come forward about 20 years to 1980, Cold War stuff. You know what I mean, that kind of thing. So doing it like that, they believe it goes in a circle like this, and basically, and they basically yugas or yugas are the cyclical ages of Hinduism, everyone, and this is what they believe. Then so they use this wheel for their religion that they believe basically is like a life to death cycle, which is kind of nuts to think about. Um, but then we compare that to the Buddhists, and Buddhism, who basically believe in hang on, I'll show you now. Basically believe in a bit for you, everyone. Share the screen. There we go. This is the Buddhist interpretation of the Kala chakra of Hinduism. The Buddhist example is known as the samsara, which you'll see in here, and basically, like I just said, where it says basically like the Kala chakra. This basically represents their belief that like time comes in cycles. So you have the birth, obviously, when we're born, or death, and then you're reborn, and then it's like that all the way. Like so, basically, as you can see on the image, there, look, you're born in this world, then you're dying, then you're getting ready to be reborn, and then you do it again. Look, you live the cycle infinitely, and it's kind of poetic that in the middle that they use these animals. Look, one of them being a snake. Don't know about the other two though, but because I don't want to get it wrong, but I don't want to say that's a wolf, and it's not, but that looks like a wolf snake, and whatever that is, it's kind of poetic though, isn't it? That the samsara is like that in Buddhist religion. Um, Now I'm going to show you the ancient Greek theory, everyone, because the ancient Greeks had a fucking crazy thing with eternal history, like I said. Um, don't know whether I can get anything up about that. I'll try and see everyone, but yeah. Um, no, I can't. But I'll tell you some of the stuff that the Greeks believed. Right? Um, they thought that eternal history, the concept of it, right? They thought it encompassed the ideas of cycles with reoccurrence, nature of time, instead of a literal unchanging past. So basically, they they viewed time like many as a circle, as like the Buddhist and the Hinduism religion, like the Buddhism and Hinduism religions, as a circle, or but the events repeating are in a pattern, which is nuts. That's how many have this circle belief, and this was influenced by the nature of the seasons, the movement of the celestial bodies. Um, the Stoics around that time in ancient Greece believed, for example, that where everything's destroyed and reborn, with each universe being identical to the last. So basically, um, it's Like we build something up, we destroy it, like Atlantis, say. Atlantis was built up, destroyed, and then when it gets built up again, like we have now to this age, it's gonna get destroyed, but then we're gonna be built up even greater again. So kind of crazy. But Pythagoras, who was famous for the Pythagoras theorem, and Plato were also embraced the idea of metempsychosis or reincarnation, and that our souls are reborn in different forms, which is crazy. And basically, Herodotus, I think it is, if I remember off the top of my head. So I've not got the notes in front of me because I don't note these down. But I think it's Herodotus, was also known as Father History in ancient Greece. I could be wrong. Someone correct me if I'm not. Right? But his words were debated for their accuracy and reflect a more narrative-driven and mythic approach than a factual one. Just kind of crazy to think. The Norse one was also crazy. The Norse mythology, because they believed in that like Ragnarok. They was also like a circle and everything. A lot of people believe in circles in ancient times, which is kind of crazy. You know, look at the Norse mythology one. You know, because that's actually kind of nuts. The Mayans also believed in that time is six cyclical, and they done that because they've got marked off on the calendar due to cosmic events, which is nuts. So basically, they had everything in advance with cosmic events on calendars, the calendar that we use till to this day, like you're on our phones and everything. You get on a phone and then you go, oh, there's an event there. Da, 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 da. Yeah, the Mayans believed in that, but so many religions believe that time, and not religion. Well, I say religions and cultures believe that time is cyclical, and that is nuts because you wouldn't do the. It just shows you that what the different beliefs are. Now you say to someone, "What do you believe that time's linear or a circle?" I bet most people would say it's a linear path. Basically, you can't do anything. It's not a circle, but that shows you what's changed down the hundreds of years in there. It's nuts. But mainstream science has come out loads of times and decided, oh yeah, we're gonna go against the grain here. We're gonna try and understand it from a scientific point of view, and so they've done grounded more. They've been grounded more in explanations, I should say. Basically, experiences that resemble time loops. They've contributed to brain anomalies, memory glitches, fatigue. Neuroscientists have also associated déjà vu with temporal lobe activity up there and memory misfires. Cognitive psychologists have also just suggested that these experiences could stem from familiarity biases and errors in our perception. So basically, they're saying that there's no evidence for actual time loop from a scientific point of view yet. Temporal lobe seizures. So basically, something going on in our temporal lobe and having a little seizure, and it goes, and we go. Oh, we've been and we've already had this discussion or whatever. They put it down to that. That's crazy. Fatigue and stress can alter our perception of time, which is even more nuts. Because that is, how can stress and fatigue alter our perception of time? I don't know about you guys, but when we're young, like as a baby or like a toddler, we look at time differently. Our time's going slow because we're young. But the older you get, like our perception of time is faster. So we think, oh, we're going faster. The time's going faster, which you can agree with or you don't agree with. But yeah, the time's going so fast that we're like, what the fuck? But how can fatigue and stress alter our perception? Answer me that in the comments, will you, everyone? That is nuts, though. I don't believe that. But I'll tell you someone that kind of questioned my thing because I read up on him when I was discovering the ancient Greek stuff, right? The concept of that eternal return, thing that the Greeks, right, believed in, was brought back for discussion in the 19th century by Friedrich Nietzsche, Nietzsche, or is it? I'll tell you now. I'm sorry, everyone, because it's he was a German philosopher, so I don't want to get the name wrong, but yeah, Nietzsche or Nietzsche, I think. Friedrich Nietzsche, right? And he used this idea of eternal return as a thought experiment. And I'm going there for no reason, but to explore like the implications that knowledge in our living life would repeat endlessly. And PD Ouspensky explore these Nietzsche's ideas further, and Ouspensky proposed that it was like possible for us to break free from the cycle of return somehow, which is even nuts. Mm. You know, like how can it's like crazy, you know. You know, does there's anything else I should tell you? Anything? Um, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, please. That it's a very fascinating thing that you know. Basically, this phenomenon is like, I like one of the things that I really want to understand. Like, why do we get deja vu? Why do we get like these glitches in time, like where we feel like, you know, um, I can put we're going somewhere and then we just like get a glitch and or we see something and it's glitching like a bird or like we're driving and we get this like thing like an alien. Like I'm not saying like to diss UFO people because I'm a believer as well in them, but you know when they go down and then you hear these accounts like, oh, we're just driving down this country road, say, and all of a sudden you get like a blip and that, and then it's like 5 hours have passed, and then they're back on the same road. I'd love to understand all that shite, because that is like interesting to me. Because if it ain't down to UFOs, what's causing it? You know. But yeah, but I don't think I'm having to go at anyone who's having an experience. I'm just saying, if it ain't, say, then I would want to know the other side of you. Because obviously no one's like come out and said, you know, what's going on. This is what's happened. This is what's going to happen. All that jargon. So it'd be nice to see what's going on. But yeah, remember, these time loops have remained a captivating concept for ages, though. Um, Basically, they want us to explore the science, and they basically push us to want to explore the boundaries between the scientific barrier and our personal belief barrier. So it is interesting as hell that if we can understand it, just a little bit, even the deja vu, not the time slip bit, but the deja vu bit of why we experience deja vu. Because I'm sure not most of my subscribers have experienced deja vu. I'm sure of it. But if you're new here and you experience deja vu, let me know in the comments. Because I'm telling you, it's very rare, but I think a lot of people would have experienced it. But thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to keep this one short because I'm feeling a bit today. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share with your friends and family and cats and dogs and whatever. Comment that you've watched this video by saying deja vu and let me know any experiences you've had or whatever. Thank you so much again for watching. Big love to you all. Stay amazing. And remember, you might have already seen me talk about this episode before, but I sure as hell haven't. Take care.